Welcome to SNG. If you've already subscribed, thank you very much. If you haven't, consider it. And I took a ride on the 61 Panhead last night and had a great time. Met up with a bunch of people from our antique motorcycle club, and was on my way back. Rode down very well, checked my speedo, it's right on the money. So I was on my way back, and it was later in the evening, and I was by myself, and started sounding like it was running out of gas. Started chugging a little bit, and I thought, all right, so I pulled it on to reserve with no change. So I made it back here. And I rode quite a while with it like that. I've been 10 miles anyhow, so I'm pretty sure it's fuel related. And I figure I am either one of two: either the float's getting stuck in the bowl and not dropping down and filling the bowl, or hopefully it's just as simple as my strainer needs cleaned. So that's what I'm banking on. So I figured I'd clean the strainer real quick. Other than when I was just going through it, I've never cleaned the strainer after I've had it filled with gas. This will be the first time. So let's give it a try and see what happens. And if you run into my fat bastard buddy Jones, tell him I said, hey, we're in the garage. All right, so you can see the bottom of the cap. Bottom of the cap's right here. Hopefully I don't have it on there that tight, and I don't. So I'm gonna I'm gonna spill gas everywhere. I'll tuck this up in here, and I do have the gas off, but I don't know how well the actual shutoff valve works. We'll see. It doesn't look like I've got a lot of gas coming out of here. Maybe I ought to check. Maybe I'm out of gas. Yeah. Something's going on, guys. Well, unfortunately, it does not look like the screen is that dirty. Well, maybe. I can't see if I can see through that or not. It doesn't look like it, but although it does kind of look like it. I don't know. I'm going to go blow it out. We're going to find out. All right, so there we go. Plenty of gas. So it's not a gas situation. Looks to me like we're gonna have to go to the float. So that's not a big deal. I didn't feel like getting into a carb or opening the bowl up, but sometimes you have to do stuff like that. I'm probably gonna put this back in, give it a knock or two, see if I can drop that float and see if it runs okay. And if it does, I'll know. I'll tap my bowl, and I'll know once I fire it up. If it runs for a while and stops again, I'll know that that's the situation. I'm gonna. There we go. Nothing but a few taps. Can't help. All right. We're gonna fire this thing up. We'll let you know what I found. So I did check as I was riding. I checked my caps to make sure that, you know, I haven't had a problem in the past, so I didn't think that they were going to be it was going to be a vent problem. But I wanted to eliminate that, so that didn't happen. It didn't help, put it that way. So I know I'm getting gas out of my fuel tank, at least down to my strainer. It sure it sounded exactly like I was running out of gas. And who knows, maybe it could be spark, I guess. I could have lost a condenser maybe, I don't know. I don't know what that sounds like. So maybe somebody can tell me what happens when you lose a condenser, if it's actually running, if you can notice the difference. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to knock my bowl a little bit, and then I've got my gas on, so I'm going to fire this thing up, and she's either going to fire up in you know, 1, 2, 3 kicks after I'm going 2 prime kicks now, or it's going to take 25 kicks, one of the two. So let's find out. Go ahead and close the choke all the way. I'm going to retard the timing, and then I bring it back just a touch for good luck. My gas is on. My throttle's all the way open. And I'm going to like there's 2, and that's all I'm going to give it. Open up this a little bit. We'll see what happens. Let the old man relax a little bit. There's a little pop. Come on. it's chugging and bugging. I mean, to me it sounds like it's just not getting enough gas, but I don't know. So I would assume that I'm going to start with, you know, kind of, I don't want to go to the carb first because it was running so good. I mean, unless there's a little chunk of something that got past the string that's in the jet, in the orifice, I mean, that could be. I haven't checked. I mean, these are, you know, as far as how you tune them, they've got little balls, so the tuning doesn't go out very easily. You definitely have to, I'll double check, but if anybody has an idea of where they would take this, what step, I think I'm going to go with looking at the carb, visually checking everything, checking my points, checking to see if I've got some extra heavy duty spark, you know, maybe give me a sign that the capacitors may be bad, or one of the two of the capacitors, because it's dual points. And then I don't think I didn't put new gas in it, so it's not bad gas. And we'll see. So let me know what you think later. If you ride them, you're going to have to wrench them. But you don't have to wrench them if you don't want to. You can pay somebody. So I got to get the wrench. Peace. Well, let me show you where I'm at with this rough running situation. I took the carb off. Like I thought it was gas, right? My head was all gas. Because I could tell I'm a professional, right? But I was locked into a gas situation. So check this out. Carbs off. Had to take the horn off to get to the carb. Bolts obviously need new gaskets now. You know, blah, 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 blah. Although I did find a couple things in here on my float and stuff that I do want to redo. So, you know, I've got this Linker carburetor. This is an M74B, all tore down. And I didn't listen to my own advice. I said, I'm going to visually look at this and I'm going to check some other things before I tear this carburetor off, and I didn't. And I don't think it was the carb, because after I had the carb off and had it all tore apart, I walked over and looked, and here's what I found. Okay, maybe this side be better. My inlet manifold, I had a problem with the O-rings, and I went with this style, if you can see, the style that has stainless steel bands and a special rubber tubing, etc. It worked really well. I pressure tested it the whole 9 yards. And as I've been bouncing around, and I do have, you know, you definitely want to make sure that you have this bracket that holds the bottom of the carburetor so that it's not bouncing around on just your inlet manifold. But check this out. Let me get a light. All right, here we go. Well, this rubber piece that's on here has slid that far. Good, pushing 1/4 of an inch, maybe not quite 1/4. And if you look over here, you can see, if I go in, I mean, I'm burying that and I'm not even hitting the hub. I'm clear in that deep. So basically, I've got no clamp on that. I have lost the integrity of this, and they're loose. I've lost the integrity of this clamp. You can see on the other side how far, maybe, how far this right here, this clamp here, has moved to the right. So, long story short, I've got a huge intake leak, and I am willing to bet you that that's what my problem was. Probably heat. I really didn't put anything on those screws to keep them from backing off. And I bet you from the heat and stuff and the vibration and running her, I got a couple 200, 300 miles on it now. It loosened up, started bringing in air, started running bad. And you see what happens? My brain went right to gas. And I think I'm 100% wrong. I'm not a betting man, and I'm going to bet that that one smoked me. So there you go. When I said, hey, I'm going to look at everything, I'm going to visually look at everything before I tear the carburetor off, if I would have caught that, I probably would have saved myself some time, but that's all right. Good learning experience. It's all part of the gig. So I'm gonna rebuild the float. I'm gonna do a couple things to the float that I didn't do before that I'll show you on another video coming up. We'll throw this carb back on, and it should start a little better. So there you go. If you ride them, wrench them. And you're really going to have to wrench them if you miss shit and bypass the easy stuff. Peace. Enjoy your weekend. Later.